copy them down. So I have negative 24 minus 12. Right here, number 1, when adding or subtracting numbers with the same sign, add the numbers together and keep the sign that they share. It is a super great trick because this is one of the errors that so many people make. All right, so I have two numbers with the same sign. So Connor, when I have two numbers with the same sign, I'm adding them together. What is 24 plus 12, sweetie? 36. They both have the same sign. So if they both have the same sign, I add them together, which you did, and I what? Can you read my writing from there?
Keep the sign that they share.
And what sign do they share, honey?
The negative sign.
Correct. So I have negative 36. Now I'm down to just one term here. My x is being what by what? It's being
Multiplied
by,
by negative 30, or x is being, 4 is being multiplied by x.
right, your x is being multiplied by 4. What is the opposite of multiplying by 4?
Divided.
Correct. And you know that whatever we do to one side, of course. What is 4 divided by 4?
Cancels out.
Correct. I'm left with x. Very good. Greater than, now watch your signs here. What is a negative 36 divided by 4? What's a negative divided by a positive? Negative. And what is 36 divided by 4?
9, negative 9.
Perfect. All right, so I'm done. I know that I have all numbers greater than negative 9. So here's my number line. And all I am asking you to do is to put this number in the middle. Now, I want you to read the x by saying all numbers. It makes it easier to comprehend. What does comprehend mean?
To understand.
Perfect, comprehend means understand. So I have all numbers greater than negative 9. Do I have an open or a closed circle?
It's an open circle.
Why is it an open circle?
Because there's no equal sign.
Perfect, you listened yesterday, makes my heart sing just a little bit.
I wrote it all down too.
See, now it's making my heart shout. All right, in which direction are all of my numbers greater?
It's gonna go to the right.
Correct, and you darken this, and don't forget to darken the arrows. Up here, I wrote down the steps for all of you, just so you can follow. If you want to take a picture of these at the end of class, or write them down, you can, it'll help you to reference when you're doing problems at home. Okay. And again, hello everybody at home. It's nice to see you. All right, any questions on this one? Damon, any questions, hon? Okay. So am I safe to erase?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just stuck on number 5.
Okay, well then, I'll tell you what, if you're stuck on that one, I'll do that one on the board instead, okay? So let's look at number 5. This is 6x plus 1 less than 9 minus 2x. Now, as all,
Alright,
it's okay, well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
He just didn't see what he
Yeah,
wanted.
I wasn't comprehending like what I had to do with the other.
No problem, but I'm gonna do it anyway for all of the lovely students who are at home right now. So my goal is to get all of my letters on one side and all of my numbers on the other. It does not matter what side you get the letters on. Damon, do you want the letters left or right? I don't care. Call it. So you want all the letters to the right. Okay, so I need to move this positive 6x that way to the right. How do I move a positive? What is the opposite of positive? Negative. So I'm going to subtract 6x from there, and you know, whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. What is 6x minus 6x? What if you were holding 6 x-rays in your hand and you dropped 6 x-rays? How many would you have left in your hand?
0.
Correct, they cancel out. That leaves me with 1 is less than 9. Now I come back here, I have negative, oh, I'm so sorry. It was an accident. all of you. What is negative 2x minus 6x? So again, looking at my little notes here, when you are adding or subtracting numbers with the same sign, add the numbers together and keep the sign that they share. Again, little tidbits, but you can use them, take a picture or copy them down. So here I have two numbers.
Negative.
They both are negative. So I do what? I add them together and
Keep the sign the same.
perfect. I add them together and keep the sign they share. So what is 2 plus 6?
8.
And what is the sign that they both share?
Negative.
So I have negative 8x, very good. So I have all of my variables on that side. I need to move all of my numbers to
The right.
the other right.
Oh, you said, my bad. The numbers to the left and the,
Correct.
variables to the right.
Yeah, 100%. So I need to move this 9 this way. How do I move a positive 9? What's the opposite of positive?
Subtract.
Subtract, because a positive is the same as addition, and subtract is the same as negative. So I'm gonna subtract 9 from both sides. Again, little tip, free of charge. When you are adding or subtracting numbers with different signs, take the bigger number minus the smaller number and keep the sign of the bigger number. So coming over here, what's the sign in front of my 1?
Positive.
What's the sign in front of my 9?
Negative.
That opposite signs. Take the bigger number, which is 9, subtract the smaller number. What do I get?
8.
8. And what is the sign of the bigger number?
Negative.
Perfect. So I have negative 8. So negative 8 is less than negative 8x. Are you comfortable to that point?
What she said.
Yes, hon? Okay. So right now, my x is being what by what? And I'll give you a little hint. My x is being
Move. Oh, no.
multiplied. Are they talking to me? My x is being multiplied by negative 8. What is the opposite of multiplying by negative 8? Divide by negative 8. Connor, I trust you're okay now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, negative 8 and negative 8. All right, we're almost done, Demond. What is a negative 8 divided by a negative 8, honey? What's a negative divided by a negative every day of the year?
0 or 1? I mean 1.
What's a negative divided by a negative? Is it positive or negative?
You said negative
Divided by a negative.
or positive?
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I have a positive. And what is 8 divided by 8? Or any number divided by itself?
0.
How many times can 8 go into 8?
It's all right, take your time, it's nothing to stress over.
1.
Correct, 1. So I have a positive 1 is less than. Now, again, what is a negative 8 divided by a negative 8?
1.
Correct, 1x. Now, what, it looks like this is our final answer. If you have a variable with a negative coefficient, you are multiplying or dividing by a negative coefficient to get the variable by itself. Remember, you must, the F word, flip the direction of the inequality. Let me show you what I mean here. Did you multiply, here's my variable. My coefficient is the number in front of my variable. Did you multiply or divide by a negative? You did. So what that means is I need to switch this sign. So that sign, instead of being that, becomes this, because I divided by a negative. You with me on that? Okay, so now we're gonna graph it. All I'm asking you to do is to put a 1 right there.
In the middle?
Yeah, that's fine. Do I have an equal sign under my inequality sign? Mm-mm. So when there's no equal underneath, is it an open circle or a closed circle? It can, this says all numbers less than 1. Can it also equal 1?
Yeah.
If I say that you can vote, your age has to be, that's not a good example. It's all right, I'll use it anyway. Your age has to be greater than or equal to how old?
18.
18. Now, that means that you can be 18 or
You gotta be.
my age, like 25, right? So you can be 18 or 25. But that's because it says greater than or equal to. If it just said greater than, could you be exactly 18 on the same day? Could you be 18 in one day?
No, you gotta be older.
Older than 18. So if you are 18 and one day old, are you older than
Oh,
18?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
didn't get what you were saying.
that's okay. So this is saying all numbers less than 1. So can I include 1 in that? Correct. So that's an open circle. And this is all numbers less than 1. In which direction will I shade? To all
Oh,
numbers
if it's
less.
less than 1?
Am I going right or left? They all have to be less.
To the right.
Here to the right, the numbers get bigger. To the,
Oh,
To the front.
to the,
you're good. To the what?
to the left.
To the left. It used to be whenever I said that, people would sing that song. Who sang